Doug, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, with under 24 hours now to the start of the Democratic National Convention, newly leaked emails now reveal the DNC's secret plot to derail Bernie Sanders' campaign.
Like this one. This was from April when a DNC staffer already spelled the end of his run out, writing, "We are starting to plan ahead with messaging to our supporters for the end of the primary and transition to the general."
So will there be fallout as their convention kicks off? We'll hear the debate live from Philadelphia Democratic strategists Evangeline Gomez and Aaron MacLean of the Washington Free Beacon. Welcome back to both of you this early Sunday morning.
Good morning.
Hello. All right, Evangeline, you read through some of these emails, and a few of them get quite personal against Bernie Sanders. No surprise, a number of his supporters are really angry about this. I mean, this was trending most of the day yesterday.
Well, do we know if those are really his supporters out there who are doing this, or Trump supporters who are pretending to be Bernie Sanders supporters? I mean, that's a really big issue here. Look, we don't know if these emails are authentic or not. Did Bernie Sanders run a credible campaign? Yes, he did. He won many primary states. He raised almost as much money as Hillary Clinton. And so to say that the system is rigged, I don't think there's any evidence of it here. These are emails, and they may be a little embarrassing to the people who wrote them if they are in fact, authentic. But to say that the DNC was biased against him is not accurate, because these are just a few individuals. And this is one email or two emails out of 20,000 emails.
It's not just one or two emails.
It's not a pattern.
Evangeline, it's not just one or two emails, but I hear what you're saying, and apparently you're saying that the convention was not rigged, but the emails are. Even this one from Debbie Wasserman Schultz. This is what she had to say in April, showing her annoyance at Bernie. She says, "Spoken like someone who has never been a member of the Democratic Party and has no understanding of what we do." Aaron, your response.
Yeah, these are not a few random people connected with the DNC. This is Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And if these emails aren't authentic, then why has she lost her speaking spot at the convention? Look, Trump sucking all of the oxygen out of this race has caused attention to be drawn away from the deep divisions in the Democratic Party. They are real, and this email leak happened at the worst possible time for the DNC. The blowback has already begun. Wasserman Schultz has lost her spot. Who knows if there's going to be more? It's the question of the week. It's certainly possible that there could be a cruise-like event, and even if nothing that rises to that level, the Democratic Party wants to project no dissent within its ranks right now, and I think there's a good chance it's going to happen.
Yeah, the timing of this is pretty brutal. All right, Evangeline, so the convention's kicking off tomorrow in the state of Pennsylvania. It's a crucial one. They say a swing state. It's gone to Democrats the last 6 elections. He thinks he has a chance, though. What do you think?
Well, it's a long shot. If Democrats stay home on Election Day, if Republican suburban voters who traditionally have been voting for Democrats in the presidential races stay home, and if there is a bad debate, if some big catastrophe happens on the Democratic side, then perhaps, but I just don't see it happening.
Because the polls are pretty close. I mean, they're about 2 or 3 points apart in the most recent polls I've looked at.
Yeah, Aaron, what do you think? Do you think that Trump stands a chance, especially with this latest controversy moving in?
Look, I agree with Evangeline. I think it's a long shot. But let me tell you something that I've found interesting in the last few weeks. Spending last week in Cleveland, talking to, not the delegates, but talking to people who live in Cleveland and around the city. I had a number of conversations with folks who are Republicans, and it took them, here's what was interesting, it took them a few minutes to admit to me that they were going to vote for Donald Trump. They knew I was a member of the press. I don't know if they felt they were going to embarrass themselves by saying that. But in any event, I think there are probably a lot of Americans out there right now who support Trump but find it uncomfortable to admit it to members of their family or certainly members of the press. This could be a situation like you had in the UK with the Brexit vote where Trump is under polling. So, yes, I think it's a long shot in Pennsylvania, but if Hillary's only up by 3, I think that's a dangerous place for her to be in an anti-establishment year.
Especially since Republicans say they have seen a surge in registration for Republicans, in particular with the working class areas of the states, the Northeast and the Southwest there in Pennsylvania.
Really interesting point, Aaron. All right, Evangeline.
Pennsylvania is a heavy lift.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Aaron, Evangeline, thanks so much for being with us.
It will be. Thank you so much. You have a great morning.
You too. Well, the time now is almost 20 minutes until the top of the hour, and he was a no-show at the RNC.